give up hope. Love coming at you, you gotta grab hold. That train's a moving full speed ahead. You gotta catch it when you can. And if that feeling runs off track, it's just a matter of time and the blues came back. Sun's going down and that's a fact. It's just a matter of time and the blues come back. It's just a matter of time. It's just a matter of time. It's just a matter of time. Just a matter of time. It's just a matter of time till the blues come back. When I walked one sunny day, strolling in my hood down the street a ways, I came upon the most amazing thing. Everyone smiling, everybody singing. I stopped a guy, just had to ask, hey, what's going on? Give me the facts now, Jack. He turned around and said, I tell you what, ain't nothing feels good as the severe heart stroke. I had to go and see for myself sweet trees and green grass of happiness. All my cares slipped away, and sure enough, now my baby and me doing the severe part strut. The severe part strut. A little patch of earth, cheer you up. You're gonna fall in love. 'Cause nothing feels good as a severe part strut. The severe part strut. Do it now. Come on, baby. Sun on the water, you on my mind. Cooler's ready for some big lake time. Blue skies going on all day, rocking in our favorite place.
Well, there goes Sammy in his old pontoon. He cruises by every day around noon, and he tips his hat, and we all wave, 'cause it's just another summer day. Another chance to be with you, another shot of loving what we do. Baby, I could get
summer day. You in the water, loving me up, laughing and splashing and all that stuff.
Oh, there's a smile I wouldn't want to miss. Makes me want to steal another kiss. Another chance to be with you. Another shot at loving what we do. Baby, I could get used to living this way with you. Another summer day. We gotta soak in the sun we found, 'cause when the cold days come around, we'll remember this time and how we were blessed. Who knows how many summers we got left. Another chance to be with you. Another shot at loving what we do. Baby, I could get used to living this way with you. Another summer day. Another summer, another summer, another summer day. Another summer, another summer, another summer day. I will be beside you all the way. The path may twist and turn around, but do not be dismayed. You can put your hand in mine, we're on our way. I will love you, baby, all the way. We will sing our love song each and every day. Words might change, get rearranged, and that'll be okay. 'Cause all that really matters at the end of the day is I love you, baby, all the way. And so rain and shine every time, lean on me and you'll be fine. Truly, madly, deeply, come what may, I will be beside you all the way. I will love you, baby, all the way. Yes, I will. And so rain and shine every time, lean on me and you'll be fine. Truly, madly, deeply, come what may, I will be beside you all the way. I will love you, baby, all the way. And I will be beside you all the way.
Did you ever want to play your ukulele with a friend? Well, then COVID hit and play-alongs came quickly to an end. So we virtualized and put the chords and lyrics all online. So join us every Wednesday, 7 p.m. Eastern Time. So join us every Wednesday, 7 p.m. Eastern Time. And hello, and greetings all. Happy Wednesday. Welcome to the midweek. I had a just incredible weekend. I don't want to brag. But the coolest thing about the past weekend was T-Bug is Tampa Bay Ukulele Getaway. We had a festival in St. Pete, Florida, and a whole bunch of people who joined in on Wednesdays were there. So I got to meet people like that I've known online on Wednesdays for a long, long time, and I got to see a bunch of them in person. And we jammed. We went to the bar down by the beach, and we had play-alongs, and it was just the best. So for all those that were there and jamming, it was truly awesome. So play with friends, y'all. Play with people. Invite people to your house. Go to a play along. This is great. I love this. I love Wednesdays. I love that we have a crowd. The crowd the size that we get. It's phenomenal. So I don't want to discount that because I love this. But the cool thing about this is all the people you get to meet that chances are maybe you get to meet them in person, and then it's cool because I'm like, oh, I don't want to mention any names because I don't want to embarrass anybody. Kathy Gibbs, Susan Harder. Anyhow, it was great. All right, so we have a great show tonight. I don't want to talk too much. We've got just a great show. Lisa Webb, webb-Tigert are going to be with us in just a little bit. We're going to do one song, and then we're going to bring them on. We need to give them just a couple minutes, and then we will bring them on. And they're going to talk about making a song your own. So you've learned how to play. You've learned a song, and you're singing it just like you have heard other people sing it. So this is really about kind of finding your voice and finding what to do and something different with a song. So it's a really cool duo, and we're really fortunate to have them on. But first, we're going to do an old song. We're going to do Roger Miller. So let me bring this up real quick. We got some lyrics. If you are new here, and some of you might be, this is a little fast. And I don't want to slow it down. We're going to play it fast. So if you're to the point in your ukulele where this seems really fast, just try. Just try to, don't worry about the words. Maybe just try to keep up with the strum. Or just on the beat. If the strum's too fast for you, just do single down strums on the beat as the chord changes. Something, but just try to keep up with the tempo the best way you can. And I promise you will gain skills that you never thought you could gain. And you will be playing fast songs in no time. You will amaze yourself and your friends, and you'll amaze us. Okay, so we're going to add a little drum beat to this. Goes a little something like that. Hey, Phoenix. Hello, Noreen. Vivian, hello. Alrighty. So this goes pretty fast. It goes, we're just gonna vamp on C for a minute. Ready? 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. We're just gonna do this for a few minutes. Not minutes, but a little bit. Right? You got that? Drum machines are fun, aren't they? All right. Again, if that seems too fast, just do this. Just do it to the beat. The important thing is to stay with the beat. No matter how you're strumming. I could do down-up, just up-down strums. As long as I'm with the beat, that's the most important part. All right, here we go. So one song, Attaboy Girl. Again, welcome all the new folks. Attaboy Girl. And then Lisa Webb and webb-Tigert next. So you ready? I am. A 1, 2, 3, 4. We're gonna start, don't worry. Well, that a boy, girl, that a way to break my heart. Well, that a boy, girl, way to tear me apart. Yeah, you know how to do just what makes me mad enough to blow my top. Well, that a boy, girl, that a way to break my heart. Well, that a boy, girl, that a way to make me cry. That a boy, make me wish I could die. Well, you took my young head and filled it full of pure DBU-double-L-bill. Well, that a boy, girl, that a way to make me cry. Yes, I'm just a sad and lonely guy. And it's all because all you do make me sit around feeling blue. Oh, that a boy, girl, that a way to hurt my pride. Well, that a boy, girl, you really tore me up inside. Yeah, you took me for all I had, but I treated you too good, too bad. Well, that a boy, girl, that a way to hurt my pride. Yes, I'm just a sad and lonely guy. And it's all because all you do make me sit around feeling blue. Oh, that a boy, girl, that a way to hurt my pride. Well, that a boy, girl, he really tore me up inside. Yeah, you took me for all I had, but I treated you too good, too bad. Well, that a boy, girl, that a way to hurt my pride. Break my heart, make me cry. That a boy, girl. All right. Okay, I said it was going to be fast, and yes, that is kind of fast. I'm going to take this off because I don't need a uke. While Lisa and Bob are on. Is everyone tuned? I meant to say that. Make sure you tune, even though you think you're tuned. Always tune before you play. All right, give me just a second. I think they're ready. Lisa and Bob, are you ready? I think they are. Okay, so you probably saw some promotions on Facebook about this the guests we are having tonight. It's a fantastic duo. You've probably seen some announcements for them performing on Facebook as well, and they're really, really busy lately. So just want to introduce, and first say thank you, but introduce just an incredible talent from Nashville, Tennessee, Lisa Webb and webb-Tigert. So Lisa and Bob, welcome. And first of all, thank you so much. I know you guys are incredibly busy, so I really, really want to just say thank you for being here.
Thank you for having us, Greg. It's good to be back and bringing along my cohort in crime here, Mr. webb-Tigert.
Yeah, thank you, Greg. Sometimes I turn your program on and I lurk in the shadows back there, and I go, this is really amazing. I just love what you're doing, man. I love the way you interact with people, and I just think this is a remarkable enterprise that you've got going. Congratulations to you and to your viewers.
No, I appreciate that. It's fun. It started like a lot of COVID things, a fluke, and then so we're still doing it. People still show up, so we still do it.
And
Good.
it's grown. It's grown.
Yeah,
It's fun. It is kind of crazy when I see like people from different parts of the world. I mean, someone from Ireland was on last week, and Australia, and it's just kind of cool to see. Just this cool little community.
We found when we've done a couple of different kinds of these kind of things, and some of them are very, very local. But I find that the really successful ones, this one and the old Gaithersburg Uke Festival and Pete McCarty's thing, they attract an audience of people who are willing to put up with the limitations of Zoom because of what they can learn, what they can glean from these type of situations, and because of just
it's fun.
The ukulele community is built around camaraderie, and that's what we're all here to do, is have fun and learn some stuff and play along.
Yeah, and that's it. People love that. I mean, I think more than anything, people want to play.
Yeah.
They love learning for sure, but they love playing along with others. So okay, so real quick, so we're gonna learn some stuff from y'all tonight. You do a lot of performing in a lot of different areas, and I think that's a big thing. I mean, especially during COVID, a lot of people picked up uke for the first time. They needed something to do, and they're like, okay, I'm on YouTube, and now I've learned a few chords. Now I've learned a song. Okay, great. I can play a song in my living room with myself. And then they go to a jam, and all of a sudden it's a little different. They're playing with other people. Or then they go to play in front of some family members or some friends, and all of a sudden that's a little different. So there's a big difference between learning a song and just playing, by yourself in your home and playing as a performance for others. And I think really that's what you're going to show us today, just some tips on that transition.
Yeah, we kind of work with a structure of thinking about how to do that kind of improvement of your playing, and what we've been working with for the last couple of years is this structure of underneath the banner of plays well with others. You divide your disciplines into preparation, practice, and performance. Aren't we good with alliteration? But actually it does make it a little easier to remember. And all of those things, that preparation, that practice, and performance, they're all entwined, and they all work together, and they all work to create a way to get better by thinking in a different fashion. What can I do in prep that will help me when I get on stage? What can I do in practice that makes the performance better for the audiences that we're going to be playing for?
Yeah.
Also, it's a matter of trying to find a signature sound of your own.
Yeah.
You don't want to just wear the same suit that somebody else wore. It's nice if you have a tailor-made suit. It's nice if you have a tailor-made song, something that is, you put some thought into it, making it, set apart in a different way. You're not going to sound the same as someone else doing it just by virtue of the fact that you're you and they're them. But when you really put some thought into it and really arrange it, there's some magical stuff that can happen.
We were talking earlier, Greg, right before we got on the air about the way the song goes, and that means, are you going to cover a song? My premise is that you cannot cover a song unless you're going to be playing something from Jake or Izzy or something like that, or you're going to be playing Riptide, because you're playing an ukulele. So it's going to be different by definition, and the strength of this little instrument is the fact that it's so deep. You can do so much with it, but it makes the song itself important. So what you want to do is work with the song in creating the communication thing and the link with the audience.
Right.
Does that make sense?
Yeah. Yeah, we did mention that. So I on Wednesdays, so right tonight, when we do this show, I'll do a song, and I try to work some things into it, right? Just a lot of times as an instructional thing.
Yeah.
And then every once in a while, someone in the comments will say that's not how the song really goes. And it sort of makes me laugh, like, well, sorry about that. It's how it goes tonight.
Yeah.
And
Well, we play for that, Greg. I mean, one of the things that I talk about in this owning the song thing that we're going to talk about in a minute is that there's an element of surprise and consequent delight when they realize, oh, you're playing that song and it sounds so cool, And there's a way to do that. So, but we'll get into the mechanics.
hey, I'm ready
Let's
to
go
learn.
there. Let's go there.
Let's go there. Okay.
Yeah,
Well,
yeah.
this one is going to be. We talk about owning a song, which is a Nashville term. It applies across the board, of course, but here in town, when you perform a song, you make it your own. You make it sort of stamped with your personal strengths, what you bring to the table. Some people bring different things to the table. Some people are great finger pickers. Some people are great strummers. Some people are great singers. Some people blend a bunch of that stuff together. Some people think about songs in different ways, and it creates differentiation. And that's the term that you can learn from music, but you can also learn from marketing. You can learn from business practices. You can learn from teaching in schools. You can learn from sports on the field. How do you make yourself stand out differently from everybody else? And so when you're first learning and you're learning the chord shapes, you know, and you get that down, that's great. So what can you do with that chord shape to make it different? Well, you can finger pick. Still the same tempo. Or you can strum it. Or,
You can
know,
add a seventh.
you can walk up the fretboard. So anyway, the point is, what we try to do is a lot of it we'll throw into a song verse by verse, phrase by phrase, section by section, because it enables us to differentiate. Now, are we playing chords that are going to work? Well, yes, we do, but with around the song. But you have to know the song of what you're going to do. But we want to differentiate it. There's a great writer here in town by the name of Mark Rossi, and he came up to me one day and he goes, "Why in the world would I want to hear one more version of Take Me to the River or Brown Eyed Girl? I mean, why would I want to do that? I've already heard everything there is to be done with that song." So immediately we learned Brown Eyed Girl and did it reggae with, 5-part harmony, and you play for and that sort of thing. So,
And then it was cool again.
and it was cool again, So intent determines content. That's not something that's limited to music. If the writer wanted to do something with it, then we try to find that, and then that dictates to us how we communicate that intent through the content of what we are playing and the way we sing it and the way we approach it and that sort of thing. So we're about to give you 7 different things that you can do to a song to mess it up, to make it your own and yet still stay true. And that's the first one is, you make it your own, you differentiate it, but you don't want to do, for instance, we're going to do Silent Night and show you something later on it later. You don't want to do that as a punk version, Silent Night. It just doesn't fit with the intent of the song,
Right.
You've got to be true to what you're trying to accomplish. So differentiation is the number one thing, but you have to be true to the intent of what you're trying to do. Then we go into that preparation, practice, and performance thing. And if you want to put that chart up, this might be a good time to do it.
Yeah, I've got it up right now.
What makes this song worthy for you and your listener? Why would someone want to listen to this song? Do they want to dance? Do they want to have some sort of evocative emotion? Do they want to be happy? Do they want to celebrate something? Do they want to complain about something? Do they want to talk about their girlfriend? Do they want to talk about their ex-girlfriend? There's all sorts of ways that you can do the song and walk in the shoes. And I really, back in the old music business days, there were guys who were hired, and they were called A&R guys, all right? Artists and repertory, all right? What song works for what artist? This is a huge thing. Now, when you go to a jam, people are going to play what they're going to play, and you fit in, you work your way in, and you listen, you use your big ears, and you listen, and you say, how can I fit into this jam and make it better? But if you're doing something by yourself, don't do a song that you're uncomfortable with or that you don't like or don't feel good about or something.
Or that's not in your range. I'm an alto,
Yeah.
almost a tenor, and I'm not going to be doing, there's a hero. I am so not Mariah Carey. That is just not in my range. So that's not realistically, possible for me. So you have to think of your range. You have to think of your limitations and your strengths, especially, because your strengths are going to put your best foot forward, and people end up leaving thinking that you are like Mariah Carey because you played to your strengths.
So you understand the song and you walk in the shoes of the writer. Importantly, finding and using that memorable moment in the song. in Silent Night, for instance, the most memorable moment and what that song is about is that you sleep in heavenly peace, which is wonderful, and we'll show you how that can work. But we go back to Brown Eyed Girl, for instance. All right, Greg? What's the most memorable part of Brown Eyed Girl?
The chorus, probably.
That's exactly right.
Yeah.
Sha-na-na-na-na-na-na-na-na-na-na. Okay, so we said, okay, I know Van Morrison doesn't do it like this. Well, we would start with sha-na-na-na-na-na-na-na-na-na-na-na. Sha-na-na-na-na-na-na-na-na-na-na. Okay, and you work that, and suddenly the audience is with you because they know where you're going. They know what the song is. They go, I like this song, and that's a cool arrangement, and I can sing along with these guys. So
Yeah,
that's
that's cool. I mean, that's simple, but that's very cool. I mean, to start like that.
It can be used in a lot of different songs. That's a real obvious one because people know that song. But you'd be surprised at how much we have some memorable moments when we do a Bob Dylan song. We do a song off his Desire record that is pretty obscure, but it's called Mozambique, and we just started. It's like Ladysmith and Black Mambazo.
I was gonna say it sounds like Graceland album. Yeah.
That's exactly what we were going for.
Yeah.
And so we created a Graceland moment, and then we go into this song about Mozambique, and people go, "Oh, cool, that's what I like."
Yeah.
Okay, that takes care of the prep
That's
part.
A prep.
Practice.
Then the practice. How do you get to Carnegie Hall? Right? You got to do it.
I don't want to hog all of this, but I will say this about practicing. I think people need to start thinking about playing their instrument, whether they're alone or with a band, or whether you're the musical director for a band. And a musical director is a term that I heard from a California guy, so I don't know. I mean, the session leader here in town, or the group's drum leader. Conceptualize what you're playing like you're playing a drum set. This is a percussive instrument. So on the 1 and 3 and 1 and 3, that's a kick drum. But then you throw a snare in with. Now I'm over exaggerating this, but we'll use this in Silent Night. I guess I should do it in the right key. There's my kick drum, snare, kick, snare, kick, snare, kick, snare, kick, snare. Does that make sense? Do you hear that?
Yeah.
And what you do is you get the band and everybody around you. The concept of big ears. Have you heard that concept of big ears? I learned this from Steve Earle's bass player, who later ended up playing with our band. And Reno said he taught me the concept of big ears, where you sit and you listen. The most important thing about playing is listening. Playing with others, especially, is listening. What are they doing? How can I not interfere with that and add into that something that lifts the song to a different place?
It's group mind. It's teamwork. It's putting everybody's best foot forward for the whole to be great. And I did want to mention to you, Greg, if you were puzzled about that being Silent Night, did you notice that was in 1, 2, 3, 4? 1, 2, 3, 4.
Oh, you changed the
right?
Silent Night is
so
3.
It's not just Silent Night like we all know, right? So that was one thing that Bob did in his arrangement here, because he arranged Silent Night. I'm giving him all the credit. And he's
or blame.
He's like, let's do Silent Night, but we're going to do it in 4/4. I'm like, what? You know what an icon, what a pinnacle Silent Night is?
Right.
But you know what? It's kind of cool. I really do like it.
I think that and that brings us down to tempo and rhythm. I think that is the the easiest and most obvious thing that you can do to a song to put that stamp of your own performance on it. You can slow a song down and not screw up the song. You can speed a song up and still have some validity.
Yeah.
You know, when we do She's a Woman, it's like, well, that's not the way the Beatles do it. They do it, you know, a lot faster, but we slow it down and make it a little funky. We got ukuleles. We can be funky. Tempo and rhythm and establishing the groove.
Yeah.
Yeah. Then the dynamics. I think I mentioned before. Sometimes we'll finger pick. Sometimes we'll strum. But most of the time, we do them both, and we do them all, and we do them differently each time. Rule of my thumb is let's make every verse and every chorus distinctive. All right. So a verse could be smooth and solid, and then the chorus becomes funky. We just did a song with Pete that will be released in a little bit. Pete McCarty, we did a piece, and we stay very laid back till we get to the chorus, and then we just let loose.
Yeah.
And it's pretty funny. It's really good.
Well, and I'm constantly, you know, doing a song. We're just learning it together, you know. And I'm thinking it's gonna be, you know, it's all gonna be loud, you know. And Bob's like, oh, hang on, why don't we do, you know, we're loud. How cool is that for the contrast of dynamics? That's really something that people are leaning forward and go, whoa, that was different.
And again, acting. How do you draw people into what you're saying on stage? You get quiet. You can scream and yell at them if you want. You can't handle the truth. You can do that too. But if you get quiet, it draws people in. And there's a lot to be said for pulling back what you're doing on the ukulele. I do a lot of dampening chords, and it gets even more percussive, even more the drum set, but you still keep the melody going.
So you're saying strum softly and carry a big ukulele?
Carry a big groove. Yeah.
Carry a big groove. I'm sitting here with my baritone.
And then I want to address this because Lisa's going, how are you going to talk about supporting the melody in unexpected chordal ways? What the heck does that mean? Well, okay, on Silent Night, Silent Night, Silent Night, Silent Night. Well, you can do that, but you can also Silent Night, Holy Night. So you end up, you can throw some chords. If you've got a melody and you're strong in your melody, you don't be afraid to experiment. Another one of the great things of playing an ukulele is it's not difficult to fool around. You can get off of that first position chord. You can take that Hawaiian D7, slide it up to the 5th fret, slide it up to the 7th fret. It still makes a cool chord.
Yeah. The movable chords are just so easily to. You can do all sorts of fun stuff within the same sort of chord, even, and you're just doing what I call upper and lower neighbors. They're kind of like little filigree chords. You don't have to stay in the very, very same place. You can just goof off and find some stuff, and nobody's gonna. There's no ukulele police coming to get you,
Especially when you're doing
fun.
your practices and you're doing your individual practice before you get into I spend about an hour every morning before my wife gets up, and I'll go out with either outside in the summer and right now in the fall, but not in the winter I can't. But I'll go and I'll play for about an hour and just work a song for an hour and try to come up with all sorts of different ways to play through it and different chord structures and patterns, and that's an A, but so is that. It's just a different modal position, and so is that, and so's this. And and on that they're real easy. It's just 12 frets up, 4 frets up, and you find those things out by just going, what happens now?
Right. Well, of course, there's a host of great books too that can help you move up the neck. But moving up the neck totally changes the sound of your chord progressions, and that's like maybe you're going to do the first verse and the first chorus in maybe more of a first position, and then you're going to kick it up. And not only are you going to kick it up the neck, you're going to kick up the excitement. You're going to change the sound. It's a little ear candy.
You may be still keeping the same rhythm, but it sounds completely different because you're in a different place on the fretboard, and that's kind of cool. And it's a cheap trick that really works. It's not that cheap.
I don't know if it's cheap. I'll give you $100.
Okay. I told Kirk Jones, I hate the song "Sweet Caroline" until somebody came up and offered us $100 to play it, and then it was my favorite song of all time.
I love that song.
That's your practice. I will say one more thing about practice, and that is there is a slight bit of difference between individual practice and band practice. You need to work out all your, and people don't. I understand that, but you need to work out some logistical things of how you're going to move around on the fretboard by yourself. It's hard to do it in a group because you get intimidated and going, wait, I'm still trying to follow them. I'm trying to listen. I'm trying to do all this stuff. What am I going to do? How do I know that I'm going to use this version of an A rather than this version? And you just kind of have to play through that stuff. And so I may spend, and I know Lisa does too, because she comes home with some leads. She comes back here with some leads that she plays that are just like so tasty. That doesn't come from not working it. You got to play that over and over again. And I do too. We both work that kind of thing. So I may spend 30 different ways of playing this. Something as simple. Until you find stuff that works and
what works, what doesn't
doesn't.
work. Yeah, right. All right, let's talk about performance.
Performance. I've had some people ask me, why don't you do a workshop about behavior when you get to the gig? How do you get on stage? How do you get off stage? What do you do when you're there? How do you interact with the sound guy? How do you interact with the club guy? How do you interact with the guy who says, I'm sorry, you've got one song to do at this open mic, and go. You've got one mic for 3 of you. Oh, okay. That'll work. But right now we're going to talk about intros with a hook, the mystery of discovery. And we touched on this. You can start a song differently, even if you're trying to do the same arrangement. You don't have to start with you can start a song different. You can start it and just give the same groove that you're going to have, but just do something slightly differently so that people are going, what are they doing? When I played in Memphis, I did Hey Good Lookin'. And Hey Good Lookin' is a country song, but you start it. And I often challenge people, what is this? And nobody gets it until I start, hey, good looking. And then they go, ah! Well, not all of them, but.
Well, and all that builds energy too. If you're performing, you can, what we're calling is vamping. We're vamping, but you're vamping in such a way that you're grooving and your dynamics are coming into play.
Yeah.
You're building up the suspense, all of these things. And and sometimes sometimes if you're like me, I've got like my little iPad on going, and I'm actually still trying to find the words. So I'm just, still vamping and building it, and then I'm finally there. Okay, now we can go. So sometimes it's a practical consideration, but I mean, you really can get your audience members excited by building like that.
It's not even only limited to audience members. Greg, I don't know if you knew this or not, but the Nashville Ukulele Society plays the Chinese New Year celebration, and there's nothing more Chinese than a bunch of
Ukuleles.
southern folks with ukuleles. But when we do it, we if you're a band leader or a musical director or even just going to play a song in front of people, you can do stuff like this and talk over it, and it establishes a groove for your band members, and it gets the audience predisposed towards being in the same place with you. It's like, okay, what are we going to do? Well, we're just going to do this song, and you get that going, and you go 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, and then you go right into it. But you've already got your tempo set, and your drummer's already going. Your drummer is already going. So intros with a hook, mystery of discovery. Jim Alderman taught me about, Jim's the accordion player for Bob's Your Uncle, and he taught me about telegraphing the ending. People like to respond, okay? There's no sense in not giving them a place to do that. So if we can kind of telegraph the ending, this is the ending of the song coming up, we can slow it down, we can do something syncopated, we can do something a cappella, we can do something with a strange chord, and then you can always just do, and get out of it. But vary it up and make sure that people know, oh, that's the ending of the song. We can stand up and cheer and bring $100 tips up to do Sweet Caroline.
So let's do the ending of Just a Matter of Time, and you can telegraph the end.
Oh, okay.
Here's the ending of a song that we do.
Just a matter of time. 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 Just a matter of time till the blues come back.
Yeah.
Well, when
So
that,
cool.
that silence happens, people go, is it over? Oh, cool. That was cool.
Yeah, silence is a big thing too.
She wrote
Space
that.
and silence.
She wrote that song as a big band song. So, of course, 2 ukuleles pull it off just perfect.
Yeah, but silence, is it's one thing that you learn in your classical music training is that rests are just as important as the notes.
Sometimes more so.
Yeah, so trying to not overdo it and what we would call wall-to-wall strumming,
Yeah.
when there's a little bit of, there's a stop, or there's a mute, or
It's
whatever
back
you
to
do.
that silence thing that the actors do. When you stop, people go, what? Okay. So
Yeah.
practice like you perform, because you're going to perform like you practice. Let me tell you. Can you see the couch back over here? The couch?
Yeah.
That's my studio couch. It's my napping couch, but it's also my audience couch. I will stand up and I'll play to the people on that couch who are not there, except in my head.
Poor Bob. That's okay.
But you need to not just strum through things and go, okay, I got the chords. No, you need to actually, especially when you're practicing, perform the song. Now, you won't do it correctly, and you can stop and you can break, and so. But that's why you practice it. You do it over and over again. But you practice like you perform because you're going to perform like you practice.
That's so true. And I tell my students all the time, don't sing to yourself. A lot of people, they'll just come
Yeah.
in and they're doing Silent Night, because they can hear themselves, right? But who's going to hear them? What microphone is even going to pick them up, And then I encourage them to tape themselves. Tape yourself. See how you're sounding. See, maybe you're pronouncing a word very strangely that you just didn't even know, or you're really flat in this one note. Tape yourself, figure it out. You know, it's really really helpful.
Yeah. Nowadays with a phone, everyone's got a recorder.
Oh yeah. We
yeah.
got the great tools. My gosh, what I would have done for that when I was a kid.
I have a gap right here, and so when I say truth or something like that, sometimes it'll whistle, and I have to watch myself when I'm singing but I've worked that out, and I know that, so it's not a big gap, and it's just a built-in kazoo that I have between the
That's what that is. I think we should do our song.
Yeah, sounds great.
Should we do a song?
Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely.
This will show you this is one of those songs, Greg, that when we do this, it actually uses almost all of those 7 owning a song parameters,
Yep.
categories, envelope stretchers, if you will. So, and plus we do it in E, so that's gonna really that'll make people angry.
Well, and also, you know, doing an example with a Christmas song is a great way to figure out different arrangements, because Christmas songs are so familiar and they're usually done in one way. So when you're trying to challenge yourself and figure out arrangements and doing different parameters, use Christmas songs. Everybody knows them. It's a great example. And this one happens to be the first track of a compilation that we have been working very hard.
We should talk about that.
Yeah, to put
That's
together.
shameless self-promotion.
Yes.
We're not the only ones on it.
There's a lot of people on this CD. Let's see who's all on there.
Well, I just happen to have the track listing.
It's called We Four Strings.
Uke 66 from up in Springfield, Missouri is on it. Rick and Karen
Wow,
Maxon.
yeah.
Wonderful. Petey Mac, some guy out of Memphis.
Sure.
Yep.
Lisa Klaich, the ukulele fool, is on it.
Yeah.
Greg, she does this version of Patapan, which is a French carol.
It's beautiful.
Whoa,
It is
it's breathtaking. Bob's Your Uncle is on it. They work cheap.
Race Agreements.
Race Agreements,
Yeah.
yeah. Amy Kucharik from up in
Boston.
she's in Carbondale, but she's living in Boston. And then Lisa's got a song, and then Euster
Houston
Brown.
Brown.
Wow.
David
yeah.
Ringer's on it.
Yeah.
And then Bob's Your Uncle with Lisa. We do a song at the end about being an angel on the third row of the choir on the night you get called up to sing in this Palestinian land. So
That sounds awesome.
But this is the first. Yeah, it's called We Four Strings, and it'll be out in mid-November. So let's do Silent Night though. And again, 4/4
Instead of 6/8.
instead of 6/8, and just a little intro to get it going. So 1, you gonna count it?
I'll
You
do
count it.
you count it, and I'll do the little melody thing.
Establishing the groove. There's my drummer. 1, 2, 3, 4.
Silent night, holy night, all is calm, all is bright, round yon virgin mother and child, holy infant so tender and mild, sleep in heavenly peace, sleep in heavenly peace.
Silent night, holy night, shepherds quake at the sight, glory stream from heaven afar, heavenly hosts sing hallelujah. Christ the Savior is born.
Son of God, love's pure light, radiant beams from thy holy face, with the dawn of redeeming grace. Jesus, Lord, at thy birth, Jesus, Lord, at thy birth. Silent night, holy night, wondrous star, lend thy light. With the angels let us sing hallelujah to our King. Christ the Savior is born. Christ the Savior is born. Sleep in heavenly peace. Sleep in heavenly peace.
Man, that's so awesome. That is that is why you guys are so busy. I mean, that's why. I mean, I keep seeing like every week. It's like you two are performing here and you're performing here. I mean, you're everywhere. So that's
We're very
that's
blessed.
why.
We're very lucky.
We're so grateful.
Oh my gosh, that's an awesome version.
We,
awesome.
It's his fault.
Well, I came up with the original arrangement, but one of the things that you have to play to, and I wanted to bring this up and mention this, is you play to the strengths of what you bring. Well, Greg, let me tell you something. The strength of what we bring is there's this voice over here that's pretty darn awesome, and so we know which side of the bread our butter is on. So.
Yeah. But that's awesome. It just seems like so much fun to be sitting in that room play with you all. I mean,
Come on, man! Come on up!
just
Come
when
on,
you
it's
just
fun.
just when you're just showing the little riff and you play for like 30 seconds together, I'm like, oh man, that looks like fun.
It
Come
is
on
fun.
up,
Come
and,
on.
and we'll do your show from here all together.
We're gonna be down. We're down there next year. You know. We're gonna
Hey,
be
I was
down-
going to mention that. So November, because they announced that, right? It's official.
Yeah,
It
yeah,
turns
yeah.
out. So
Kristen Helgarth.
T-Bus, Tampa Bay Ukulele Society, puts on a T-Bug event. It's normally at a resort on the beach in St. Pete, but next year it is on.
It is going to be on a cruise show.
Yeah.
Fun.
So it's
Yeah.
a four-day cruise, right? 4-day, 3-night?
Yes, November the 3rd.
Yeah.
And I believe, is it a Royal Caribbean? I can't
It
remember.
is.
I can't
It
remember the
is.
lines for it. Is it? Okay, yeah.
And you're going to be there. You're going to be performing, leading workshops. So people,
Are.
check that out, folks, because this is what you're going to see on that cruise. That's a
Well,
awesome opportunity.
Greg, it's going to be terrific because what we're going to do is a couple of workshops during the day on the cruises. Then at night do a concert on the boat.
Yeah.
But it's going to Cozumel. So when we get to Cozumel, we're going to get off and we're going to be playing on
the beach.
in Cozumel. And I'm sorry, that's just
Yeah.
as cool as you can be,
That,
you know.
that is going to be fun.
Yeah.
So you don't have to limit this to any particular song, and you don't have to do everything all at once. You know, you can change the tempo of a song and be happy with that and play through it. We have a rule that we probably do more recording than most people in the ukulele world.
Wonder why, he's got this incredible studio.
Yeah, but we like to take a song out and play it in front of audiences and so on beforehand. So we spend a lot of time working through stuff and playing stuff and seeing what works. And you can do the same thing with the local ukulele club. We saw the who are they? The West Atlanta.
The West Georgia
West
ensemble.
Georgia ensemble,
Yeah,
and they
yeah.
did at Memphis. They did the three. There were three women. I think the younger one of which is in their, let's just say, 60s, and they
Women
did,
of a certain age.
They did older women make good lovers, and holy smokes, they brought the house down. It was so great and so funny.
And playing to their strengths.
and
They were
playing to
playing
their
to their
strengths.
strengths.
Yeah.
Yeah, and owning their song.
Awesome.
So
Yeah.
it applies across the board. Anything that we can answer more for you? Is there anything that comes up to in your mind that we
No,
can,
really, I think you covered it. I mean, I think it's just, experiment is probably more than anything. I mean, I've only been playing uke like a little over 4 years, right? So, and music, I got introduced to music pretty late.
Is that right, Greg?
Yeah.
Wow, great.
Oh, no, please. But
Yeah,
really, that's
I mean,
it
blow
for
me
me.
away.
And, so it's very fresh to me. Like, I remember learning the island strum. And once I learned the island strum, I'm like, well, dang it, I'm going to play the island strum. And I'm going to play it at this tempo for every song I know. And then you realize, like, once I got beyond that a little bit, I'm like, that's really what I want to strive not to do. I don't want to play the island strum every song, the whole song. And I do, I work with a group at a library. So this is all about you, not about me. But that's what I think I've learned over time is don't do the island strum. Learn the island strum and then try to use it less.
And learn other things.
You know,
Yeah.
the last workshop that we did here in town, the very first, and then we were doing I think we were doing this one, and the very first question was a lady said, Can you show me something other than the island strum? I don't know how to strum my ukulele. And I'm going, I have no comprehension of what that even means. You don't know how to strum your ukulele. I mean, it's a rhythm. You can do whatever you want to, and there are no rules here. There's just guidelines. So
I mean, you may come up with your own strum that nobody else
should.
has done.
yeah.
I mean, that's the fun of it, coming up with your own melodies, chord progressions, strums. You may go off of the melody and do something else and create something totally different. I mean, we're all so different that we can just shine that way.
Shine. I just noticed I'm looking at the television and you're like glittering
She's
here.
sparkly.
I'm telling you.
Getting into the holiday spirit a little early here.
Well, y'all,
Greg,
this
thank
has
you
been.
so much.
Oh my gosh, thank you. Really, this has been a blast. I think
Good,
people are just
cool.
absolutely gonna have loved this. So thank you so much for doing this. I really am. You said come do the show from your studio.
Come
oh
on,
my
man.
God, that
Come
would
on.
be a blast. That would be so much fun.
Jim DeVille is coming up here in 2 weeks. He's going to do the same thing right from here. So
Really? All right.
yeah.
Oh man, I'd love for that to happen.
Yeah.
So thanks
We have
again.
the technology.
You have the technology. Yeah, it's amazing what we can do nowadays. I mean, digital recorders and internet that's fast and all sorts of fun tools. But this has just been awesome, and I can't thank you enough. And lastly,
Thank you.
how do people find you? Like on Facebook, where do they go?
Well, we have webb-Tigert
Okay.
Duo is a Facebook page for our duo, and then of course he's on Facebook as Robert Tigert. He's very formal.
Ooh.
There's a story.
And I'm Lisa Webb, and there's a million Lisa Webbs. So go to his page, and then you can find
Yeah,
me as
yeah,
a friend
yeah,
because
yeah.
I mean there's a million of us.
it.
Or you can find me on YouTube at Lisa Webb Musician.
Or heck, hang out. We're going to be at
Or,
we're going to be in your
just
town
come
sooner or
up.
later.
I was gonna say you keep booking gigs up there. I would really, if you could do me a favor and book some gigs in Orlando, that would be really convenient for me.
You would love that.
I have a
I'd
brother
love
in
to.
Tampa, and he says, "Come on down." And I actually played down in Tampa 7 years ago. We did a thing.
Let's go. I'm ready.
I'm ready to go.
All right, well, we're going to do some play along now, but thank you again, you two. It's been fabulous, and can't thank you enough for your time and talent.
Oh, can't thank you.
We are
enough, Greg. Appreciate it.
we're honored to be with you, man. We really are. We truly are.
Oh, that's very kind.
Thanks.
All
I
right.
hope to see you soon.
All right, we will see you soon. All right, thanks
Okay.
again. Bye.
Bye.
All right. That was just amazing. Folks, this is recorded. If anyone's new, I know that probably seemed like it was a little long, but you can't really understand how great that information was. I mean, that is just awesome, awesome information. I'm going to watch that back just because I'm busy doing things here. So thank you again, Bob and Lisa. Phenomenal. We're going to get to some playing along now. I mentioned I was at a festival this past weekend. And at the end of the festival, it ended at about 2. I had some official duties. That lasted about 3, and then just fiddling around. So around 4 o'clock, we went down to the bar down by the beach. And we played and ate and drank and just had a grand time. It was awesome. It rained probably harder than I've ever seen it rain. The rain just was amazing. But we're inside, we all huddled, and we're still playing. So during all of that, we recorded this next song. We're going to play along. It's Ring of Fire. The chords and lyrics, you're going to scroll. But we recorded a video from Harry's Bar in St. Pete during T-Bug. So you'll see some, if you look closely, you'll see some familiar faces probably. It's a little small, the window, but you'll probably see some familiar faces. So with that said, here is Ring of Fire. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. Love is a burning thing, and it's made of fiery ring. Thou art inside, I fell into a ring of fire. I fell into a burning ring of fire. I went down, 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 and the flame went high, and it burned, burned, burned. The ring of fire, the ring of fire. The taste of love is sweet when hearts like ours beat. I fell for you like a child. Oh, but the fire went wild. I fell into a burning ring of fire. I went down, 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 but the flame went higher, and it burned, burned, burned. The ring of fire, the ring of fire. The taste of love is sweet when hearts like ours beat. I fell for you like a child. Oh, but the fire went wild. I fell into a burning ring of fire. I went down, 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 and the flame went higher, and it burned, burned, burned. The ring of fire, the ring of fire, and it burned, burned, burned. The ring of fire, the ring of fire, the ring of fire. Man, that's so much fun. That is just awesome. So everyone who stuck around in the rain for that had an absolute blast. All right, so we're gonna keep going here. We got a handful more songs. We're gonna do Bare Necessities. I know if you're newer to the ukulele, you look at all those chords and you're like, that's too many chords. Well, just look at them one by one and you probably know them. You just haven't seen them all together. So what is this? 3, 6, 10. It's a 10-chord song, but they're pretty much all the basic chords. So if this seems like a struggle, it's probably a good stretch song for you. To play a song with more than 3 chords or 4 chords. So here we go. No drum machine, just uke and vocals on this one. And we're just gonna, that down arrow, I think most of you know what that means. The down arrow is simply a down one strum. So we're going to look for the, and then we'll start. So that's our beginning there. You ready? Look for the bare necessities, the simple bare necessities. Forget about your worries and your strife. I mean the bare necessities, old Mother Nature's recipes, that brings the bare necessities of life. Wherever I wander, wherever I roam, I couldn't be fonder of my big home. The bees are buzzing in the tree to make some honey just for me. When you look under the rocks and plants and take a glance at the fancy ants, then maybe try a few. The bare necessities of life will come to you. Look for the bare necessities, the simple bare necessities. Forget about your worries and your strife. I mean the bare necessities. That's why a bear can rest at ease with just the bare necessities of life. Now when you pick a pawpaw or a prickly pear, and you prick a raw paw, next time beware. Don't pick the prickly there by the paw. When you pick a pear, try to use the claw. But you don't need to use the claw when you pick a pear of the big pawpaw. Have I given you a clue? The bare necessities of life will come to you. They'll come to you. For the bare necessities, the simple bare necessities. Forget about your worries and your strife. I mean the bare necessities, old Mother Nature's recipes, brings the bare necessities of life. That's just such a fun song. So it's if you're newer to uke, I've seen some people saying they've been at it for 2 months, or if that just seems fast and a bunch of chords, just play it slower and practice it slow, and then work up to a faster speed. You'll get it. You will get. There will be lots of people in the chat who will say, who will attest to that fact. They never thought they could do it, and then all of a sudden they can do it. All right, let me put headphones back in. We're going to do another drum beat song. So I need to have these in for the drum beat. Ooh, yes. If you're curious, that is 206 beats per minute. All right, let's go here. 206. And I recorded more stuff from this past weekend. So I'm gonna fit that into a couple shows coming up. Oh, speaking of shows, I'll do that next week's show. Normally we split. We don't have 2 guests back to back, but this time we do. And I'll show you in just a moment who's gonna be here next week. It's gonna be awesome. It's gonna be very cool. All right, Glenn Stollard, you have to go. We're sorry you have to go. That's Bob. There's webb-Tigert saying 206 rocks. All right, here we go. So green is chords only. You're not singing there. A 1, a 2, a 1, 2, 3, 4. Door, oh boy, got to sit down and take a rest on the porch. And I tune I'm singing. Do, 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 looking out my back door. There's a giant doing cartwheels, statue wearing high heels. Look at all those happy creatures dancing on the lawn. Dinosaur Victrola, listening to Buck Owens. Do, 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 looking out my back door. Tambourines and elephants are playing in the band. Won't you take a ride on the flying spoon? Do, 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 wondrous apparition provided by magician. Do, 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 looking out my back door. Here we go. Tambourines and elephants are playing in the band. Won't you take a ride on the flying spoon? Do, 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 bother me tomorrow. Today I buy no sorrow. Do, 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 looking out my back door. Lock the front door, oh boy. Look at all those happy creatures dancing on the lawn. Bother me tomorrow. Today I'll buy no sorrow. Do, 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 looking out my back door. All right, I know that's another fast one, but again, you'll get there. You will get there. If you're not there yet, you will get there. All right, that's, or do I need these more? Let me see here. Oh, I do need these. Okay, so we're just ripping. This is like a, this is like a variety show tonight. We've got Lisa and Bob. We've got recordings from a festival over the weekend. And next, we have a replay of a collaboration. So a guy I got to meet in person, Carl Hoover, super nice guy. He's been on the show for a long time. He and I and his daughter, Daisy is her name. You'll see her in just a second if you haven't seen this. So I got to meet Carl at T-Bug, and we got to hang out by the fire. It was just a really, really good time. So Carl, I don't know if I saw you here tonight, but Carl, it was a blast meeting you, and I'm glad I know you. So we will we'll get this song ready. We're doing "I Melt With You" by Modern English, and this was a collaboration that we did a little while back. I can't remember exactly when, but it was I really like this one. So Daisy sings, she plays keyboard. Carl sings and plays uke, and then I humored them while I did a couple things in this collab. So here you go. "I Melt With You," and this is Carl Hoover and Daisy.
Moving forward, using all my breath. Oh, making love to you as another second best. I saw the world crashing all around your face. Never really knowing it was always mesh and lace. I'll stop the world to melt with you. You've seen the difference, and it's getting better all the time. There's nothing you and I won't do. I'll stop the world and melt with you. You should know better. I dream of better lives, the kind which never hate. You should see why. Trapped in state of imaginary grace.
You should know better.
I made a pilgrimage to save this human race.
You should see why.
But the comprehending race had long gone by.
I'll stop the world and melt with you. You've seen the difference and it's getting better all the time. There's nothing you and I won't do. I'll stop the world and melt with you. I'll stop the world and melt with you. You've seen some changes and it's getting better all the time. There's nothing you and I won't do. I'll stop the world and melt with you. I'll stop the world and melt with you. You've seen the difference and it's getting better all the time. There's nothing you and I won't do. I'll stop the world and melt with you.
I'll stop the world and melt with you. I'll stop the world and melt with you. I'll stop the world and melt with you.
Hey, everybody out there in Ukulele Gent land. You may be right. I may be crazy. But I might be the lunatic that the Ukulele Gent is looking for. Next week, Wednesday, November 16th, I'll be the co-host. So show up. I'm cooking up some new 80s songs that maybe we've never done on the Ukulele Gent show before. And maybe some stuff that I've never even done before live or anything. So we'll see you then. We're going to have lots of fun. We might even learn a few things.
All right. So next week, Kirk Jones. It's going to be good. Kirk's always a blast. Kirk does things that you would never see anywhere else. So I'm always looking forward to what Kirk's going to cook up. And the previous collaboration, yeah, I love that one. It was just a fun one to do. And Carl had never done that before. I remember talking to Carl as I was driving down I-4 and we were walking through the logistics of a cappella and how that all works. So, Carl, again, great meeting you. And again, kudos on that collab. It's awesome. And we have one song left. And then we're done. So for all those who are here for the first time tonight, I hope you come back. Hope you had a good time. If you're afraid to... Most people aren't, but if you're afraid to chat in the comments because it seems like everyone knows each other, they know each other because they chatted in the comments. So say hello, say where you're from if you haven't done so. You'll be greeted into this just amazing community. And I mean that sincerely. I feel it on Wednesdays, just how nice everybody is and welcoming. And just, we're all here to have fun and get a kind of a release from normal life. And then I really see it when we come together in person and we're just hanging out and we're sitting around a fire and we're just playing music or just chatting. So it's life-changing. For me it was. Absolutely. Playing the ukulele is life-changing. It seems silly. It's a little instrument. But it's just awesome. So, hey, and speaking of collaborations, and then we'll do the last song and then we'll say goodnight. Collaborations. So we're going to have a collaboration special. We've done 5 of them, I think. We're going to do a 6th. It's going to be months from now, but they take a while to get put together. So that little thing you just saw, that I Melt With You, if you like that, like, wow, that's cool. How'd they do all those squares and all the different people singing? It's not that hard. If you're interested, send me a private message, like through Ukulele Gent. Send me a little message if you're interested. I mean, I always feel awkward saying this, but your ukulele skills have to be I'd say you have to be like intermediate, maybe advanced beginner. Can't just have picked up the uke. It's just too difficult for you, but you will build up to that, I promise. So if you're interested, send me a note. I'm starting to put, together 12 or so, and then we'll start working on them. So let me know. Send me a note and think about a song. Okay, and yeah, I do have a hurricane. I live in Florida, and there is a hurricane coming, but it's a little one. It's going to hit south of here, but it's just, I think, a 1. So that's still not great. We don't want that, but it's manageable. We're used to 1s. So I've seen a few people making some comments, and that's very sweet. I'm going to show you one thing real quick. You can plan. We're going to do this song, best day of my life. This is going to be the best day of my life. La, la, So that song. You can do an island strum to that. You can do. I had a dream so big and loud, I jumped so high, I touched the cloud. Right? It'll work. You could absolutely do that. If you want to try something a little different, and it's very close, you might listen and say, that sounds the same, but it's a little different. Sometimes you hear it called a rock strum, the rock strum. I don't know why. Why is it called the island strum? But the rock strum is just down. It's down, 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 up, down, up, down, up, down, down, up, down, up, down, up. So it's this. Right? Now we're going to play it faster because that would be a really slow version of this song. But so let's do it a little faster. So just down, down, up, down, up, down, up. A little faster. A little faster. About there. I had a dream so big and loud. Do you hear that slight difference in sound? It doesn't have that missing a beat that the island strum has, right? Because you're switching from a down to an up and you have to skip. So it's just kind of solid all the way there. Anyway, work on that. It's always good to try something new. So if you don't know that strum or don't play that strum often, give it a whirl. Here we go. Let me get the right tempo. I had a dream so big and loud, I jumped so high, I touched the cloud. Oh, 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 oh. I stretched my hands out to the sky, we danced with monsters through the night. Oh, 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 oh. I'm never gonna look back, never gonna give it up. Please don't wake me now. 2, 3, 4. Ooh, ooh. This is gonna be the best day of my life. Ooh, ooh. This is gonna be the best day of my life. My life. I howled at the moon with friends, and then the sun came crashing in. Oh, 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 oh. But all the possibilities, no limits, just epiphanies. Oh, 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 oh. I'm never gonna look back, never gonna give it up. Just don't wake me now. 2, 3, 4. Ooh, ooh. This is gonna be the best day of my life. My life. Ooh, ooh. This is gonna be the best day of my life. my life. I hear it calling outside my window. I feel it in my soul. The stars were burning so bright. The sun was out till midnight. I say we lose control. It's gonna be the best day of my life. My life. Oh, oh. This is gonna be the best day of my life. My life. This is gonna be the best day of my life. Everything is looking up, everybody up now. This is gonna be the best day of my life. My life. Alright, so that's it. It's tough. It's a play along, right? Not every song is perfect. I have a day job. Alright, so I hope you had a great time. This was a really fun show. We just did a lot of stuff. So let me come back here. Thank you, Lisa Webb. Thank you, webb-Tigert. You guys are amazing. And Bob, I am going to take you up on that. And we're going to do this show from your studio sometime. My girlfriend, Amy, her sister lives in Nashville. There we go. So I need to... Hey, Amy. Amy's watching, I think. Amy, I think we should plan a trip to Nashville. So that'd be fun. So thank you, Lisa Webb, webb-Tigert. Check them out on Facebook, on YouTube, all sorts of things. They're just phenomenal. And look for that album, too. I saw in the comments that album is out. So check that out. Thank you to, what else? Thank you to the group in T-Bug who were just so much fun to hang out with and play with. That was a blast. Kirk Jones next week. That's going to be fun. And, I got one more thing to say. Coming up soon, I am having Little Rev. If you know Little Rev, he's phenomenal. Little Rev is going to be at my house. We're going to have a house party. And most of you don't live anywhere near me, so it wouldn't make sense to raffle off, a house party ticket. But I'm going to talk a little more next week. We're going to have a little contest. And if you live in the area and would want to come into Orlando for a house party, free, with Lil Rev, it's going to be, how cool is that, right? So I'm going to give more information about that. We'll have a little sign up. Probably not going to be a lot of people signing up again because no one lives near here. But if you are interested, we'll do that. So we'll talk about that. So, and one more thing. Shoot, Patty Silva, if you're still here, I try to do all these things and remember to do all these things. So we gave away a ukulele a little while ago, and it was a brand called Tree Frog Ukuleles, made in St. Augustine, Florida, by a guy named Tom Hunter. We gave this ukulele away. The winner happened to be going to T-Bug, the festival in St. Pete. So her and I coordinated, and I hand-delivered it to her in St. Pete. So this right here is Patty Silva, reenacting the surprise when she won. So that's Patty Silva, and that is that beautiful ukulele that Patty won. So Patty, congratulations again. And I got to hang out with Patty, and Amy and I did, and Patty just the nicest person. So Patty, congratulations again on that ukulele. It fits you well. All right, so sorry to drag this on, but I wanted to show that, and sorry I forgot. So have a great week, everybody. Next week, Kirk Jones, Wednesday, 7 p.m. Eastern. Tell your friends. The more the merrier. It really is. Have your friends join us. Convince them to join us. Let's increase this community, this fun community. So take care, everybody. Be good. Take care of each other. See you next Wednesday. Bye.